Hi everyone, my name is Georgina Bobb and welcome to the Georgina Bobb Show. Okay, so first I'm going to introduce myself as I always do each and every week. If you're listening on YouTube, say hi. If you're listening on Facebook, say hi. If you're listening on Spotify or any podcast links, say hi. So a bit about myself. I have 15 years of experience within TV and media, and I've worked within the industry for a very, 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 very long time. I've worked for different independent production companies, different broadcasters. Hi to everyone tuning in. Please leave a comment. And also, I'm an award winner with my coaching business, Connect to TV, which I help people find work in the TV industry. I've also appeared on screen through my mental health campaigning, including the BBC Victoria Derbyshire show, Channel 5 News, and I've been published in The Independent. Now, the Georgina Bobb Show is where I interview inspirational and successful people from various industries. Topics include business, media, music, careers, culture, and well-being. Throughout the show, I'll be interacting with those tuned in, so feel free to leave a comment or a like, and I will mention you throughout the show. Now, the next stage is sponsors. This episode is sponsored by Sisterhood TV. It's my production company, and we basically create content putting diverse women at the forefront. We have done various productions from award shows, and we're currently working on a talk show, so feel free to get in contact. So talking about diverse women at the forefront, we have the queen of comedy herself, Variety D, who is my third guest on the show. Welcome, Variety D.
Hello. Did you say queen? Did you say queen?
Yes, I said queen.
No way, no, you can't do that. No, sorry, man. Look, listen, the queen of comedy ain't dead, you know. Listen, boy. Listen. I'm just a baby.
You're reading there. You're reading there. What was you reading?
Oh, I was just reading a little of something about the queens. You know, the television yearbook of 1985, and I'm trying to put some black folks in here because I'm thinking, hold a minute, what are black people them? Because it's about British television. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking for Trevor McDonald. There we go. Got Sir Trevor McDonald. That's good. That's good. That's all right for me. But anyway,
he does it for us. He does it for us. Trevor McDonald.
He did it. He did it. How about he retire? So anyway, yeah.
Yeah. So how's everything going? Are you okay?
Well, you know, I'm glad to be alive. 2020. What can I say? It's been three and a half months, nearly 4 months since I had the brain surgery.
Wow.
Because I suffered from epilepsy since I was a little baby. Well, about 1 year old. And again, I'm glad to be alive because my epilepsy worsened this year. I nearly died on January 2020. So,
wow.
So I had the operation in August just gone. And I do thank NHS, you know, for their physio and everything like that. And the hot doctors who, neurosurgeons who did their thing. The only way I can break it down is that it was like a porn scene without the clothes top coming off.
Wow.
At the beginning. That's the same thing I said when I woke up. And it was all good. I mean, I'm good to be here.
I'm glad thank you so much for coming on my show. I'm very, very happy and I'm privileged to have you on my show. Welcome, girl. Welcome. So I'm going to introduce Variety D. Variety D began comedy at the age of 16. She became known as the baby girl of comedy. Her journey as a comic has had highs and it's also had lows. However, being in the comedy circuit for well over a decade, since 2007, she's never looked back, nor has she ever given up. What she has accomplished is 3 university degrees, Variety D is a strong campaigner for equal rights and represents disabled people in the UK entertainment industry. Variety has attended and performed twice at the globally known Edinburgh Fringe Festival, 2008 to 2011. She is epileptic. She's neurologically disordered. She has a I can't even say it. She has a
neurologically disorder. I know it's a bit of tongue twister, isn't it?
And she's a comedian and an actress. She has performed at international shows, and Variety D has done stand-up at the Comedy Store LA Belly Room and Flappers Comedy Club in Burbank, California. Wow, girl, you're representing.
Rest in peace, Mitzi. She was the figurehead, the monarchy of Comedy Store in Sunset Boulevard, Hollywood.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So yeah, like I mean, them experiences there. And again, here's another thing.
Yeah.
I'm not even signed. You see what I'm saying? I'm 13 years doing comedy in this country and other countries, you know, I'm still not signed. And the people who I've met, including people like Whoopi Goldberg, I'm name dropping now, Whoopi Goldberg, Dave Chappelle, quite a few others I'm trying to remember now who I met. It's not just about meeting them, it's about learning from them.
Definitely. That's what it's all about. And I think as well, you're a comedian, you've done a bit of acting, you know, you're an equal rights campaigner in regards to...
I graduated my master's degree at the Andrew Lloyd Webber Theatre, as known as Arts Ed in Chiswick.
That's fantastic. All kudos to you, girl. What's that, babes?
I was the only disabled student in my class.
Yeah, no, totally. And with disability, we will definitely talk about that later on in the show. But first, we're going to look at icebreakers. Now, I'm going to give you two options, and you're going to tell me which one you'd prefer, yeah? So, first one, UK black comedy or American black comedy? Which is funnier?
It all depends on what category.
Okay, so like stand-up comedy, which is funnier, UK or American?
Okay, I wouldn't say what is funnier because remember, I'm born here in Britain anyway. But I'll say what's more freely is American comedy.
Okay, cool.
They seem a bit more free to move, free to you know, to do stuff. A lot more liberated. That's what I'm looking for.
And American's quite a big company, It's a big country, so they're more like, do you know what I mean? They're more like, I'm black, blah 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 blah. They don't really care that much.
When it comes to black comedians, we're still 30 years behind. My mum says 30 years behind. I say 20.
Yeah.
But having a look at it a bit more deeper, like when Motor Comedian recently did a documentary called Black, British and Funny. Hint, hint, I was meant to be on that, but I couldn't make it because of my brain. But remember, that is page 1. You know, so like that book you saw me carrying, that's a page 1. This time last year, Selene Henry also did a comedy documentary. And he's talking about from his perspective and what he's seeing now. Yeah. So we still got a lot of stories to tell. Us black comedians, we've got a lot of stories to tell. That is just a little blurb you see there.
Yeah, no, definitely.
And it's a new decade. We're in 2020. You know what I'm saying?
Of course. It's about pushing comedy to the forefront, and especially as a black female, it's about making it known.
Black females can you think of? You know, I said, the comedy, like, no, the queen not dead, you know. Listen, Angela Moore, she's alive and well. She's blessed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I hear you, hon. Okay, cool. So you went for American black comedy. Now the second one is, this is so random, Def Jam or A Night at the Apollo?
You see what I'm saying? So which Apollo are you talking about? Are you talking about Night at the Apollo in America or the Hammersmith Apollo here?
The Hammersmith Apollo.
So, okay, straight away, Def Comedy Jam wins because only now they are being more, what's the word? Diverse.
Yes.
They can still push it more. But the thing is, with Def Comedy Jam, there weren't that much white people in there. If you think of Nima Williams, I think he was in there, one of the first white stand-ups there. And I think there was another one, but I've forgotten his name. Because I do my research as well, as you can tell. I do research on both, you know, part of the oceans. So that's a very hard one, because like I said about, you know, the black UK comics and the American black comics.
Yeah.
Their first black female comedian was called Mums Mabley, spelled Moms Mabley, from 1960. She was shown on terrestrial television in America. Whilst here, our first black British female comic is Angela Marr, the Queen of Comedy, who was shown in the 90s on the Real McCoy.
Wow, you've done your research, so you know, like, so obviously you got a lot of inspiration from like UK comedians, black female comedians, as well as people in the US. Cool. Yeah. I've got another one.
I did a speech called "It's Simple But It Ain't Easy" at the British Museum back in February this year.
Yeah.
And I'm basically breaking down from my perception of my journey and being one of the first and only black British disabled comics. You see what I'm saying?
That's what it's about. That's what it's all about at the end of the day. So I've got another one. Chris Rock or Dave Chappelle?
I've got to say Dave Chappelle, I met him and he gave me a hug.
Really? I bet he was like,
no, man, I cried and it was like,
really?
Before we go home, I said to him, before we go home, just remember there are more black British comics around here, not just these bunch, you know. I'll go off one.
So what is he like as a person?
Oh, he's amazing, because like he will listen to you. That's the thing. He will listen. You know, I'm really grateful that I got to go and meet him in person. It was so hard to meet him, but it's that thing of like you got to keep it going. My journey trying to meet this guy, it was hard, but I got to go see him at Hackney Empire, and him listening, saying, "Listen, I don't know if I was meant to meet you either 2018, but I'm here now.
Yeah.
Just remember, before we go on the airplane and get your backside back to America, just remember." I said the same thing to another guy as well, called Charlemagne the God, who's one of the hosts of the club. And I met him in person. I said, just remember, there are plenty more black British entertainers in this country. There's we're not on a drought. You know what I mean? There's no drought here. You know, it's just that we're diamonds in the rough. Not all, but there's a lot of us who are diamonds in the rough side of Britain.
Of course. And that's what it's all about. And this show is about putting those opportunities. Like, you're a black female disabled comedian. You've achieved so much in your career already. And I really want to interview more people like yourselves from all walks of life, whether you've made it clear or whether you're on the come up or whatever your story is. I want to share that. So that's all kudos to you, because at the end of the day, like, I believe everyone's stories need to be told. And that's the reason why, like, I'll do the show. So amazing. I've got another one. Gina Yashere or Judy Love?
Oh, but I know both of them. Okay, so I'll have to say Gina Yashere, because Gina was the first African queen to be in the on the mainstream. Yes. Well, Judy could also tell you, if you get to speak Judy, which you probably will, she'll say to you, Angela Marr is her queen, because we come from a West Indian background. Yes. However, so basically, Angela Marr is the Caribbean queen, and Gina Yashere is the African queen, and they both can work together. I can picture it.
Oh, can you imagine? That would be so dope.
It is possible. That's the thing. But what it is with Britain, we have that mindset, not them, but as in the public eye, we have that tendency to see things in a one-dimensional way. Yes. Rather than in America, say, "Hey, let's try it, let's work it, you know." Now you got a black female comic called London Hughes, who's doing her stuff. Yes, right now.
She's been around for years.
That's the thing, and the thing is, she was the youngest female before I came into the circle.
Okay.
So to pass on the baton to me, you know.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. So, Big Nasty or Mo Gilligan?
What? To my brethren them. All right. Shall I pick?
Who would you pick? Come on.
But I think I know Big Nasty's mum and everything, and I've read with them.
Oh, your records from way back.
That's what I'm saying. From way back when I was a little before I started comedy, and then you got Mo, only for what 8-9 years from Sunday show days.
Yeah.
And even when Ed Sheeran was not even signed by the record label, that's hard. It's like, okay, I'm gonna go for Big Nasty because it's more like family.
He is funny. I think they're both hilarious. So,
but I think it's the fact that I got to see them both at the British Film Institution, and they were talking about how they got together and done that production. I know the executive producer as well who done their thing, and I was like, wow, so that's how you did the concept, you know?
Oh wow! So you know a lot of people.
Again, black people in this country is a small world. Well, we're a very low percentage, but we have big values. We have something, you know.
Yeah, we've got something to give, of course. That's what it's all about. Right.
So you got to remember 13 years.
What's that, babes?
30, you got to think back though. 13 years. I'm 29 now.
Yeah.
16 years old.
Yeah.
I'm knowing people. Bam, 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 bam. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you're doing it. You're doing it. Do you get what I'm saying? You're doing it, and that's the main thing.
It's taking long. It's
right.
Taking long.
Yeah, I hear you, because you know sometimes when you like you like, for instance, for example, for me, I've been in TV for about 15 years. So I started when I was about 17, 18, working in the industry, right? Wow. Not necessarily within television, but within music videos, short films. Yeah. I was producing all of that kind of stuff. When I stepped up into TV, I was about 5 years in, and I've been working in TV for about 10 years. And I've been coordinating, which obviously TV, you start as a runner, then you work your way up to production secretary, whatever.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I've been coordinating for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years. And I'm like, okay, so when am I going to have another opportunity to step up? Do you know what I mean? And it just hasn't happened.
You know what my one is? When am I going to become a dame? Variety dame.
Yeah, that's it, girl.
Because life is too short. You know what I'm saying? I need that twice this year. I got things to do.
OBE. But I'm going to
OBE, CBE, dame, that's something.
All of that. You know? Okay, so I'm going to now ask you some interview questions. So what inspired you to get into comedy at such a young age?
Okay, so what inspired me? My godfather, Paul Murphy, who was my uncle.
Yeah.
He used to star in Bugsy Malone. And he played Leroy Smith back in 1976. God rest the director's soul, Sir Alan Parker. And it's fantastic in the acting realms. So if you forward time after he finished that, as he got older, he became a stage manager of Hackney Empire during the 291 show.
Okay.
Which is like a sort of like a X Factor for entertainers from different cultures and backgrounds, but held in Hackney.
Okay.
But in between that, my uncle has always taught me to be yourself, but behave yourself. Because at the end of the day, no matter how high or low these celebrities are, they sleep, them eat, them cry, them do human being stuff. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I got the kind of like comedy from him, the jester.
Yeah.
When I was young, I got to meet the comics from back then. So like Rudy Liquid, I got to see Richard Blackwood. What was it? A couple of times. Like remember a shop called Our Price in Brixton?
No, I don't.
Oh, basically, this is before Virgin Megastores. HMV was still around. If people don't know,
yeah.
His master's voice. So when Richard was doing MTV, and I think there's a couple other things. He did amazing credentials, and he was in his 20s at the time. So looking back from people like that, Slim, Felicity Ethnic, who else? Luella Gideon from Real McCoy, so Real McCoy peoples as well, who inspired me. God rest Theatre Sex and Soul. Just
there's loads of people around you, like that all the comedians were around you, and just they all inspired you.
So that's incredible. Before variety came to the stage.
Yeah,
sure. Tell you, when I first went on stage, I was 16, and you're not meant to do comedy when you're under 18. So, especially in this country. and I went in. I was gallivanting because me and Shakespeare had beef. I'm dyslexic as well, so when I'm reading these things, I'm like, to be or not to be. You ask too much beep questions, and I walk out the classroom, put my jogging bottoms, my pee pumps, and hide my blouse shirt with my Reebok hoodie. And I went gallivanting down Rivington Street in Shoreditch, and all I heard was laughter. So then you're walking down and you're thinking, right, what is this noise? And I went for the back doors of the comedy cafe.
Yeah.
And it was amateur night. So me and my big mouth now, going, boo, she rubbish. Boo. And then big hand on my shoulder, this is me. Because I thought it was the bouncers, I want to get draped out. I want to get drag out, man. So then it was the compere, and he goes by the name of Tony Hendricks. Fantastic man. He's moved back to Jamaica now. And he said to me, he was adjusting his glasses, going, "Can you do better?" I said, yeah. What's your name? My name is Variety D. I'm like, okay, you're doing 5 minutes, huh? I was like that.
Wow, and okay. Wow, so that was your first ever comedy gig.
And all I was talking about was basically on the stage was myself, my bullies at school, my friends, my family, TV, and all that. And I was doing that voices. So, when people talk a bit more like this, quite a country, da 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 da. I was doing all that. But people, I think the audience were either intoxicated because, when past your bedtime,
everyone gets mash up when it comes to comedy night.
Exactly, mash up. So basically, people must have assumed that I was a black version of Catherine Tate, where it's an older woman playing a teenager rather than an actual teenager.
Wow, interesting.
The compere knew straight away, said, that's too fluent, no, all that street talk, all that wagwan and bloody get me, it's too fluent. How old are you? I said, I'm 17 and a half. He went, stop lying. All right, I'm 16, but don't tell no one. And then he said to me, he said, you have potential, young lady. Now get your backside back to school and finish your studies. And
wow, that's lovely. What a lovely story. So we've spoken a bit about your inspirations. Well, and we've spoken about how you kind of got into comedy. So who are your inspirations? I know you really do rate Angie Lamar, isn't it?
But the thing is, Angie Lamar and Jeannie Ashray, like I said, they are the queens. So you can't even say, that's my inspiration. Yeah, you can be inspired by them.
Yes.
But they are the royal thrones. I have to put them up there.
Yeah.
Because if it wasn't for them, you wouldn't see us or the rest of us.
Yeah.
They open doors for a lot of us black women in comedy.
Yeah.
But having said that, I am a huge fan of Jo Brand.
Okay.
Because she was known as the sea monster. That's so bad, man. Them people, because you don't have to look pretty to be a comedian.
It's so true.
I'm size 36. You can grab some things. I'm size. You can grab something.
I won't talk about my size, but go on. I'll let you carry on.
Imagine a man nowadays saying, "Yo, my size. I'm not your size. Excuse me, I've got something I can grab." Yeah. Anyway, so then, but the thing is, it's things like that. I'm inspired by Paul Merton from Have I Got News for You? Okay. Because he comes up with things so quickly from his head. He doesn't write nothing down. Yeah.
He's good with the ad-libbing, like on the spot. He
ad-libs so well. He's fantastic. And I got to meet him again. I cry. I'm like, this is quick. So it's like,
go on.
So it's like things like I'm not really stuck into one dimension where it's like just black comics only. I was also white comics from different classes, from working class, middle class, aristocratic, bourgeoisie. You name it, they're there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I meet them. I go to these places, down at Pall Mall or Knightsbridge. You know what I'm saying? Even when I was in LA, they taught me, don't be afraid to go and just ask people, like, hey, how are you?
Yeah, you have to be confident. To be a comedian, I believe, I've never done comedy in my life, but I'm saying from what I know, from what you're telling me, like you have to be really confident. Like you have to be confident. You have to be able to command a room. You have to be able to like read a room.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? It's quite intelligent to be a comedian. You have to be very intelligent.
Ooh, do you know what? I'm glad you said that. Okay, let's reverse roles now. One question for you. What's your thoughts on social media comedians compared to stand-up comedians?
That's a good question. I think it depends on how they're executed. So on social media, like there's comedians like Munya, I can't pronounce his last name.
I can't remember telling me, but I like him. I like him.
The guy who does all the like the tunes and then he changes the words and he does drill beats and he does like Neo and everything like that. He's a G. Like I think he's hilarious, and I think stuff like that is really, really good. But then I think there's some comedians that don't really have the like they can't really communicate their jokes that well on social media. But then standing up on a stand-up like event, they might be really good. Do you know what I mean? So it's like you have to. That's the thing. Exactly. So
that, so a lot of us stand-up comedy. So for me, you're right. With people like Munya, and people who can do both. So like Mo the comedian, he can do both. He can actually execute the characteristics that he does on his socials, and then still do his stuff on stage because he began on stage anyway. Love can do it as well and have a sort of interaction.
Exactly. She's wicked at interacting. She's wicked at interacting.
So I remember Mo and Judy both have something in common. They both went from level, so from down here to, the breakthrough because of social media, which is good.
Yeah.
And never forget where they came from as well and how they did their stuff. Which means respect the comedy, respect the art.
Of course.
Whilst you do have other social media comics who do not respect the comedy.
Yeah.
Meaning that if art certain ones, I don't name the name, but art certain ones who are kind of up there, who got their 150,000 followers, whatever. I'll be like, oh, who's Felix Dexter? Do you know about Felix Dexter? They'll be like, who? Felix the cat, yeah? And you want to go, hold on, where's my book? Where's my book? You're looking here, dear. Where you live? Hold on, let me find you, yeah? Hold on GPS. Wait a minute. Hold on. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, track them and trace them and teach them some knowledge. Because
it's true.
It's really true. It's really sad. That's the difficult thing about it with social media. Because we're now on lockdown again. You know, I have to learn how to develop this craft of comedy in social media world.
Yes.
But I'm learning from the Americans and the British.
Okay. That's great.
Authentic for me.
Of course. What I'm saying? That's
what's now. It's become saturated. You know, if I did something chicken and chip shop, everyone think, oh, you're copying chicken and chip shop boy, connoisseur, whatever his name is.
Yeah, connoisseur. Yeah, him.
Yeah, thank you very much, connoisseur. Where him gone? But yeah,
no, it's very true. It's like I think, like what you were saying about social media. There are those that just do it for like the clout or the views and like the sort of followers and
money. It's very quick.
Yeah, it's quick. Yeah, and I think I think you've definitely said some things there which makes total sense. Totally. I've got another question for you. Being a Black female with a disability on the comedy circuit, do you feel the industry is diverse enough? Have you come across any discrimination?
Yes. Now the thing is, so here's a little thing. I couldn't tell the promoters when I first started, until now, to be fair, since lockdown. I couldn't tell the promoters that I have epilepsy.
Yeah.
Because they'll think straight away the flashing light business. I'm like, no, that's called photosensitive. Mine's different. Mine's more complex partial epilepsy, which I had since I was a toddler. But they wouldn't understand it.
Yeah,
and it's not really ignorance. Sometimes it is ignorance, which is bliss. But it's also the factor of like, oh, I'm scared if you have a seizure on stage, what am I gonna do? I want to get in trouble. Rare. So I'm like, okay. But there was a time I think it's 2018 or 2019. I was at the World Comedy Clash. And I was representing Guyana, which my mum's side of family is from.
I'm half Guyanese as well. What part are you from?
Yeah, what? Georgetown, yeah.
No, I'm from West Coast Berbice.
Oh yeah. Oh, all right then. You know. You know, shout out again. Another a comedy god from heaven, Norman Beaton, who's also was an actor who played Desmond.
Yeah.
You know, he's Guyanese.
I know.
So, yeah, so things like that. A lot of the time, when I had a seizure in the green room, this was in Cardiff, Wales.
Yeah.
And I remember the promoter saying to me, "Yo, babes, you know them hood ones there. Yo, babes, listen, yeah. Do you want to go home? Yeah, you feeling all right? You sure you can do it?" I said, "Listen, I'm going to breathe, drink some water, take emergency pills because you saw me have a seizure there. I'm glad I haven't baptized my pants, meaning wet myself. Then I'm gonna go. My left hand gets better. I'm gonna strangle your neck, and my right hand gets better. I want to take a microphone because I ain't going nowhere.
Yeah,
we're not even in Camden or Croydon or Camberwell. I'm well now. Okay, I'm gonna do something on stage and tell them what happened. And I told the audience what happened, and the audience loved it to the point where one lady after show, when I made sure I had to call down and everything, did my 15 minutes. I think I reduced it to just in case. She said, "Oh, I can't do a Welsh accent," but she said to me, "Oh, you know, I should have brought my son here because he has epilepsy too, and you know, it's so relatable. Can I take a selfie with you?" I said, "Yeah, of course." And my walk with me, and she was really like shocked. She said, "Oh my gosh, like so you had a seizure in the green room 30 minutes before the show, and you're here." You know, I said, "Yeah." You know, I don't know what I'm gonna do after, but yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm thinking, how I lost gigs. You know, have I lost all the gigs now? You know, is that my life, my career done? But it's not. It opened more doors.
That's it, girl. Because I've got a member of my family that has epilepsy as well. So I totally.
What type of epilepsy?
I'm not sure what kind, but I know that they've got epilepsy quite badly. And they're like they do seizure from time to time and stuff. So I relate to what you're saying totally, and that's why I give you total respect, because at the end of the day, when it comes to disabilities such as epilepsy or those that are invisible, that affect the brain, etc., it's quite difficult because it's not like, for instance, you've got like someone who hasn't got a leg or might have Down syndrome or cerebral palsy or whatever, which is more visible. Yeah. But then if you've got like a hidden disability, then that makes things a little bit like, I wouldn't say it's harder than those who have visibles, but it's still difficult because people just assume that everything's good.
I agree with you because I think the only two black disabled peoples in the circuit, well, not the comedy circuit, but in the industry in Britain, are myself, who is not signed yet, but then you got Adair Dectane, who is a former Paralympian, and my dreadlock brother from Lagos. He's got a baby on the way as well, not him, but his missus. She's so lovely. I got to meet him as well. If you check my website, www.varietyed.co.uk. Like it's amazing, but at the same time, we still got a long way to go because we still have a lot of people in our communities, either Guyanese or Ghanaian or somewhere in Africa or the Caribbean, think, "Oh my God, Juju, you're sick, you're cursed." I know.
It's so backward. It's backward thinking.
Exactly. Backyard.
No, it's true.
Backyard or Backabush. Backabush. That's like them two things there. That's what I'm saying.
Very true. Yeah. Okay, so tell us about your performances at the Edinburgh Fringe Festival, as well as your international performances. How were they?
Now, you see, Edinburgh, my first time at Edinburgh Fringe, I was with my sixth form college. So I was about 17. It was 2008.
Yeah.
And that was fantastic. However, there was some Liverpudlian rednecks, I call them, and they were calling me all kind of names like you mulatto, bleep, your coon, and all them kind of thing there. So, but they got arrested though. They got arrested.
Okay, good.
They don't deal with them people like that at the Royal Mile. You know what I'm saying? That's the main. So the security is top notch. Then the second time I went there was 2011 with two other comedy writer and director.
Okay.
And so one of them is now moved back to South Africa, and the other one, I don't know where he lives right now. I think he moved back up north. But we did a play called what's it called? 007 Cuddles or something like that. And that was a
Oh,
comedy improv. But when we had our days off,
yeah,
myself and another comedian, well, he used to do comedy called Nelson de Gavea, we both did the Laughing Horse stand-up comedy around all of the different places in
yeah,
Edinburgh. And then I got to also meet Rudy Liquids. I got to see Quincy Comedian. Because you could see black people, by the way, up there in Edinburgh. It's not too hard. It's like, I see one. Who's that? Oh, Rob Slim. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like,
spot the black.
thank you. Yes, I was gonna say it. I was thinking, should I do that? Yeah. So
Yeah.
basically, it's like going to the Queen's trooping of the colour, and you see one brother of colour. What?
Yeah,
Like,
like,
yeah,
right
brother.
in
Yeah, I see you. What up? You see what I'm
right
saying?
in the distance. Yeah, no, I hear you, hon.
Yeah, man. So and it was
Oh,
good because you felt at home. You felt like you're safe. And I saw Nathan Caton. He's another comedian there, and he warmed up for Rudy, and that was fantastic. There was a few far few in between of us, but we're there.
yeah,
Now it's you're seeing a lot more because
everyone.
now I've got things like Instagram.
Yeah,
I get to find out who's there, who's not there. I'm like, bruh, kind of stuff.
yeah.
So it's changed. It's changed. That's what 2011. That's nearly 10 years. 10 years ago.
Wow.
And I was 20 years old.
But you've done really, really well. So, in terms of
Mm.
comedians, obviously, when you do stand up, you do have hecklers. Is that what you call them, hecklers?
Yep.
Have you ever
Yep.
been heckled? And if so, what was your greatest comeback?
Bare times. And you know what? You know my greatest heckle? Well, sorry. One of the funniest heckles I got
Yeah.
was the Edinburgh Fringe Festival. There's a brown girl lingering. Shana la la la. Listen to me. Hold on a minute. Excuse me, the compare. They're being racist. No, they love you. I'm like, okay, yeah, white man jump. Way. And then way. I was like, raw.
Really?
Literally. So they think there's a brown girl lingering. And I'm going, look, I made white man jump. And then, way. I'm like, that was weird.
That's so weird.
And the thing is, the wicked thing, yeah, the DJ and they played that song, Jump Around.
Yeah.
It's got Scottish pipes. I was thinking, this is weird.
It's
But one of my
weird.
worst heckles, I think one of my worst heckles had to be when I got death threatens at the Sunday show.
What?
Because all my joke was about the gangs of London.
Yeah.
And I was saying, all my joke was this. All I said was, shout out to PDC. So you know about them, poverty-driven children. And they were sitting there at the thing, and they loved it. They loved it because they know how to laugh at themselves than laugh at anybody else. And that is gangster.
Yeah,
But people in the cheap seats, I think they probably drank too much something, and they're like, boo! No, you can't talk about them. Boo! Yo, Lighty! Yo, I'll shank you. I was like, what? So then I said, ladies and gentlemen, let's remember, in America, they talk about the Bloods and the Crips in Def Comedy Jam. In East London, they talk about the Crays and Richardsons.
Yeah.
Why can't we talk about our own gangs? And I'll drop the mic and walk off.
Really?
Yeah. And then some of the guys from PDC they were like back then it was Facebook. So Facebook said, "You're right, babes. You're okay." Da 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 da. I was like, "No, I'm alright, man. But thank you for being there. And thank you for joining." I said, "No, you're wicked. You smacked it." And da 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 da. People are bad. I said, "Yeah, I know." But I could have quit back then because I was young. I think I was about 19. I think that happened.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot. You know, when you're just like, oh wow, because you don't know how far you can go as a comedian, I guess. And it's about getting that right. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm trying to remember since I had a brain surgery a few months ago, who the host was. I think it was either Mo or A. One of them, but they told them don't do that thing. And I think the security guys back there were fantastic as well. But I told the promoter, I said, I'm not coming back here. I said, no. I stopped doing urban for about a good 4 years.
Yeah, I get you. That must have definitely it
was a pushback. It pushed me 7 steps back because I was like, hold on a minute. So black people can't laugh at their own, but or laugh within ourselves, our own circle. But you want to laugh at somebody else? No, sir. No.
I get you.
That's not right. you know.
Yeah,
And it's
true.
that thing of entitlements, because remember, there's not much women in comedy in general, if you're black or white. So then
Yeah.
when you think about it, you break it down a little bit more, like Lego. You're thinking, raw, a woman, she's black, she's young, so you got ageism, you got that as well, and classism. So you're working class from South London.
Yeah.
So they're thinking, oh, area codes, you're Lambeth girl, and you live in Croydon. Oh my God, yeah, that. I think
Yeah,
myself, really. I thought a comedian is a comedian, you know, no matter
definitely.
what age or whatever. So it was a lot that I learned because of those experiences.
Of course. So you learn you must learn from the jokes that you say, like, depending on the room, like, you must learn, like, how to kind of gauge that.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Okay.
So yeah.
You recently did a radio interview with Judy Love. Now, tell us more about how that went for you and what was covered.
Yeah, so basically I had to do it here, and I was covered with my bed sheets. So no, so basically, obviously because of the COVID restrictions, I couldn't go to I couldn't travel to Great Portland Street at the actual BBC studios, or down those in central London. So we had to do it kind of like this, but I had to have my phone with me.
Yeah.
So I had my phone and then respond. So the production people, so the PA, production assistants, will tell you when they're on a break or there's a song playing. And it wasn't really an interview for me. I was basically chosen as Judy Love chose me to do a hot gossip of the week.
Okay.
And you can still catch it on on BBC Radio London sounds.co.uk.
Yeah.
And you'll hear me talking about one serious topic and two lightened ones. But I literally was talking about 5 different topics. Did you hear it?
Do you know what? I've been so busy, hun. I know you're probably thinking, what the hell? How could you not?
Yeah. Give me a corner, yeah. You're
busy. But go on, tell me, girl. I want to know.
So basically, the task was, so when they gave me the email about 5-6 days before.
Yeah.
And they said the task was find a few articles.
Yeah.
1 serious and 2 light-hearted.
Yeah.
And just plug in whatever you want to plug in, whatever your next show's doing or something.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay. I found 1 serious one, and I found about 4 to 5 like light-hearted stories to go and talk about.
Sure.
And then I infused it as well within myself. So what we're talking about right now about being disabled, a female comic,
and
my brain surgery, I put all that together, bam, 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 like it was a conversation with your brethren.
Oh, sick! That's amazing.
You know, and the thing is, I strongly assume that the BBC, British Broadcasting Corporation, were tapping into our thing, because when they mess with the orcs, it can mess with the signal. So they'll be doing this thing where they'll delay you a little bit, and I'll be like, hello, and Judy's there confused, going like, hello, Dominique, Variety, are you there? I'm like, yeah, I'm here. I said, what the hell? What are you ramping with? Hold on, with it. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm watching the Queen, yeah? Yo, hello. I'm like, oh, okay. Oh, so the Queen's listening. That's good. Make sure she hear me. Hold on, so the Queen's hear me, yeah? So, rare, tear. I'm doing that, you know? I'm proper, like...
Oh, that's hilarious.
I'm kind of rebellious, but I'm not naughty. You know what I'm saying? I'm rebellious, but I do it for a reason, a purpose, not on purpose.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what makes it more juicy.
Yeah, definitely.
And I was the longest, as they say in the streets, I was the longest person to do the hot gossip of the week than anybody else in the previous weeks, because all the other people, I'm not being disrespectful, but the other, mostly women, they're almost like this. They're almost like, hi, Judy. Yeah, I'm a massive fan of you. Hi, yum, 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 yum. Oh, I couldn't find enough articles. I only found about 2. Yeah, you know, blah, 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 blah. So then Judy has to be a filter. She has to fill in that time, even though them people had 5-6 days to go and look for something.
Yeah, I get you.
You're thinking, You can't do a mission. You can't be next James Bond, innit? You can't do nothing. Nah, no.
Okay, so I've got a last question, which is for those who are from diverse backgrounds, whether it be disability based or racial, what advice do you give to others who want to become comedians?
Communicate more, network more. Don't be scared. If you want to go to an event, don't bring your brethren, don't bring your cousin. Go to, say for instance, for example, so I've attended BAFTA, like the BAFTA Awards. Thanks to one of my friends who do work there, but nevertheless, I attend to BAFTA HQ, which is different.
Yeah,
it's based in Piccadilly. So banging between Piccadilly's there, Green Park is there. So the BAFTA headquarters, where they do like talks, seminars, lessons. You've got this thing called BAFTA Guru, which my brothers, shout out to my brothers DJ and Fabrice, who have their own thing called Air Gamers, Autistic Intelligence Revolution, because they're both autistic, and they want to do video gaming. So BAFTA helps people within that sector, within the industry.
Yeah.
So as a comedian and someone who's graduated within the Masters of Arts in acting, I utilize those contacts. I utilize those things to learn stuff, because I may be slow, but I'll get there. You see what I'm saying?
Of course. But the thing is, you're not slow, hun. You're not slow, hun.
Oh, bless you, keep saying that, man.
No, you're not. You're not. Like, own you. At the end of the day, everyone's got their own thing going on. So whether you've got a disability, whether you're whatever it is, socioeconomically poor, or you come from a different country, whatever your disadvantage is, don't let that define you. And it's about you pushing forward at the end of the day. And that's what it's all about.
Yes.
Amen. Amen.
It's ridiculous that we're still, because I would say to a younger person, like if they're disabled or black or Asian, shout out to the Indian comedians, because they're killing it right now, man. That Asian, I'm like, how you go there over there? I mean, hello, you know what I mean? Like, so imagine a West Indies talking to an Indian. I'm like, we both got something in common, roti. So anyway,
roti, you know.
wait, roti and cricket. There you go. All right then. So
stop.
Yeah, it's just things like that. Just don't be scared. Go, if you want to go somewhere, do it. If you want to go somewhere, go to it. If you want to do something, do it.
Yeah. Don't let anything
ask for help. If you want to ask for help, don't be scared. Because when I was younger, I was scared to ask my elders in comedy for help.
Okay.
You know?
So get a mentor.
If I could back in time, I wish I would have done that.
Yeah, of course. So you would say get a mentor or someone in comedy that you can like talk to, and they can get advice from.
I was stubborn. You can ask a comedian called Mr. C, yeah, spelled C-double-E. I was stubborn. I did not. I was like, no, I'm not going to comedy school. Are you mad? What will you learn about comedy for? Why don't you go in that place? Are you mad? No, man. And then tutus now, you got other people who succeeded from comedy school, and I'm like,
but do you know what, hon? Do you know what? Don't watch that, because you've achieved so much already. So it's just about you pushing forward for the new year. 2021, it's a new year. So what's next for Variety D?
Well, what's next in 2021? I'll be 3 decades old, 30.
Woo!
Listen, yeah. I said when I was in school, I was like, okay, so at 18, I'll go to college. Then 21, university. I have my boyfriend, and then when I'm 22, gonna have my fiance, gonna have my ring, bling bling. And when I'm 23, I have my first child, first child, and then 24, 25, have many kids, and then there we go. You know what I mean? Like, the
thing is, when you like, it never happens. Do you know what I mean?
No.
All I've got to say is, when you do get to 30, welcome to the 30s club, because 30, I love being in the 30s club. Like, I'm not 30, I'm actually 33, but I do enjoy. It's amazing. I remember when I was your age, I was like 29, and I was like having a bit of a meltdown. I was like, I can't believe it. I'm 29, I'm going to be 30, and oh my gosh, like, do you know what I mean? You start thinking about all these things that you want to achieve, and like, I'm 30, oh my gosh, like. But do you know what? It's the best time. I love my 30s.
Listen, when I was 25, I had my quarter life crisis. You know what they say, midlife? I had my quarter life crisis.
Quarter life crisis.
I'm 25, you know, kind of thing. I was like, I can't believe this, you know.
But I'm telling you, 30s are a good age. Okay, so if anyone's got any questions for Variety D, do let us know in the comments. Variety D is a comedian and an actress and also a disability campaigner. She campaigns for equal rights within the UK entertainment industry, and she's also performed as a comedian at the Edinburgh Film Festival.
Edinburgh Festival.
Sorry, Fringe Festival. See, that's the brain, hon. That's the brain. But but yeah, so if anyone's got any questions, feel free to let us know. What I'm going to do now actually is I'm going to let you guys know, for those who are watching, if you would like to be interviewed for January 2021, please do get in contact via message, as this is going to be the last show of 2020.
What? I'm the last one? You're the last one. That's ego talking, innit? That's ego talking. Wow. Best one, baby. Let me say, best one, yeah? Like, what?
No, but the thing is, though, it's been 3 episodes deep already. I started this in December, so it's been 3 episodes deep, and I'm literally, I wanna come really strong for 2021. So if there's anyone that wants to be interviewed, feel free to let me know.
You just said, I want to come really strong 2021. You got to remix them words, man, because them words sound like something from only something.com.
I didn't really like that, honestly. Okay, so as it's Christmas Eve next week and New Year's Eve the week after, I'll be back on the 7th of January. So it's the 7th of January, which will be the next show. If you do want to be interviewed, let me know. Now, we've come to the end of the show, but I do want to say a big thank you to the princess, baby girl of comedy, Variety D. I've learned not to call you queen, because Angela Martin. But you can follow her. Hold on, where is it? You can follow her at Variety D on Instagram and Twitter. Where else can people find you?
They can Google me, type in Variety D comedian, and you can find my stuff. You can type in on my website again, www.varietyd, so letter D, not DAA. I'm not the rapper. So .co.uk.
Okay, great.
And also find my YouTube channel, Variety D.
Variety D. Okay, cool. And then I just want to say thank you to everyone who's tuned in, who supported. Like, big ups to everyone, and you will see us in 2021. So
happy Christmas, happy
holidays, and we'll see you next year.